Most drivers believe car maintenance is all about oil changes and the occasional rinse, but everyday driving habits are already wearing your car down. Habits you don't think twice about are destroying your engine, brakes, and electronics with every single drive. Dealers won't warn you. Manuals won't say a word. Today, we reveal 9 common mistakes that are wrecking your car's lifespan and reliability. Mistakes most drivers don't even realize they're making until they're stranded on the side of the road. Mistake number 9. Running the tank too low. Are you one of those people who drives around with the fuel light on thinking, "I'll just make it to the weekend"? You're not alone. But constantly driving on empty is one of the worst habits for your car. It might feel like you're squeezing out every last drop, but what you're actually doing is putting your fuel system on a fast track to failure. Long-term owners do one simple thing differently. They never let the tank drop below a quarter. Just that one habit can save you a ton of money in the long run. The thing is that your fuel pump sits inside the gas tank, and it relies on gasoline to stay cool and lubricated. When you run low, it starts sucking in hot air instead of fuel. That heat dries it out and wears it down from the inside. I've seen pumps burn out before they even hit 80,000 miles just because someone kept pushing their luck. And it gets worse. Driving on low fuel kicks up all the dirt and gunk that settles at the bottom of your tank. That mess clogs your filter and injectors, leading to rough idling, slow takeoffs, and even engine damage. So next time you think, "I'll just fill up tomorrow," remember, your car is begging for gas, not because it's needy, but because it's trying to survive. And if you think running low on fuel is bad, what most drivers do every cold morning is even worse. Mistake number 8. Warming up by idling. I bet you also let your car sit idle in the morning, engine running, waiting for that blue light to disappear while you pick a song or finish your coffee. You think you're protecting the engine. In reality, you're starting the damage before you've even left the driveway. What experienced owners do instead? Start the engine, wait 30 seconds, and then drive gently for the first few minutes. Why? Because after half a minute of idling, unburned fuel begins slipping past the combustion chamber and washing down the cylinder walls. That fuel strips off the thin layer of protective oil, turning your expensive synthetic into watery sludge. I've opened engines ruined by this exact habit. Black fuel-soaked oil, scored cylinder walls, and fading compression. All because someone let it sit too long every day. Driving gets your oil to temperature 8 times faster than idling. It prevents fuel dilution, protects critical components, and even saves gas. So don't wait for the blue light to vanish. Just ease onto the road. That's when the real protection kicks in. That one mistake wears your engine down over time. But the next one can leave you stranded with a repair bill in the thousands. Mistake number 7. Ignoring transmission fluid service. Most people don't think about their transmission until it starts slipping or jerking. But by then, the damage is already done, and you're staring down a repair bill that could hit $4,000 or more. But what if I told you that the solution to avoid that mess is far simpler than most people realize? Drain and refill your transmission fluid every 60,000 miles or 6 years. If you drive a hybrid, you might stretch that to 90,000, but don't push it. The reason is simple. Transmission fluid doesn't get topped off like engine oil. It sits there sealed up, breaking down bit by bit with every mile. Even if it still looks clean, cherry red, no burnt smell, it could be hiding a nasty mix of metal shavings and worn-out clutch material like liquid sandpaper chewing through your gears. By the time the transmission asks for help, it's already been damaged. One important note: never completely flush a transmission that hasn't been regularly maintained. That sludge you're washing out, it might be the only thing keeping your transmission from falling apart. That's why experienced mechanics avoid aggressive flushes on neglected transmissions. And whatever you do, only use the fluid your car was built for. Toyota WS for Toyotas, Honda ATF-DW1 for Hondas, Mopar ATF +4 for Chryslers. Cutting corners here is how you end up needing a rebuild in the first place. Most drivers never connect the next habit to engine failure until it's too late. Mistake number 6. Topping off after the click. Do you ever squeeze the pump one more time after it clicks just to round off the number? It feels like you're getting a little extra, but you're actually flooding your car's emission system with raw fuel. What owners who avoid expensive repairs know: when the pump clicks, stop. No topping off. Just walk away. That extra squeeze pushes fuel into places it was never meant to go. I've replaced dozens of charcoal canisters soaked and ruined by this exact habit. And those aren't cheap. Expect a $350 to $900 bill just to fix what one more click caused. Your gas tank needs a bit of airspace to safely vent vapors into the evap system. When you overfill it, you're forcing liquid fuel into vapor lines, which ends up clogging valves, killing sensors, and choking the canister. I've even seen gas pour out of vent lines like a popped fuel balloon. So if you want your car to last, respect the click. Every top-off eats away at your evap system's lifespan. And that's one repair you don't want to pay for. And what makes this habit so dangerous is that nothing feels wrong until the repair bill shows up. Mistake number 5. Trusting the factory oil schedule. When you buy a car, the manufacturer hands you a maintenance schedule, and you trust it. After all, they built the thing. But here's the harsh truth. That schedule isn't made to help your engine last forever. It's made to get the car past the warranty period. Stretching oil intervals like that shortens engine life for drivers who plan to keep their cars long-term. The difference comes down to one habit. Change your oil every 3,000 miles with regular oil or every 5,000 to 7,000 miles if you're using full synthetic. It might seem like overkill, but $40 now beats a $4,000 rebuild later. I've opened up engines that stuck to the official service plan and found thick black sludge baked onto everything. Pistons cooked, cams scarred, oil passages clogged shut. That oil didn't just wear out, it turned against the engine, especially in real-world driving, like short trips, stop-and-go traffic, cold starts. The oil starts breaking down long before the manual says it should. So if you're planning to keep your car past 100,000 miles, forget the factory schedule. Stick to what actually protects your engine. Oil damage builds up over time. But sometimes your car tries to warn you before things get expensive, if you know how to listen. Mistake number 4. Ignoring weird sounds. A soft tick at the red light. A clunk when pulling into the driveway. A faint squeal on cold mornings. The most dangerous thing about these sounds isn't the noise itself. It's how quickly drivers learn to ignore them. Every strange noise is your car asking for help before something breaks completely. It's hard to understand how some people hear those noises and still keep driving like nothing's wrong. A $40 belt squeal can turn into a $1,200 alternator replacement if that belt snaps and takes out nearby components. A soft clunk. That was a bad CV joint that eventually snapped and took the axle with it. One customer ignored a ticking noise for months. Turned out it was low oil starving the lifters. He learned the hard way with a full engine teardown. What smart owners do? Track the sound. Where does it happen? Is the engine cold or hot? Does it happen while turning, speeding up, or going over bumps? Then get it checked. Early fixes are cheap. Ignored ones will wreck your ride because every weird sound coming from your car is actually your car trying to tell you something. Sounds give you a chance to act. But the next problem can destroy your engine in minutes, with almost no warning at all. Mistake number 3. Neglecting the cooling system. You can take care of everything else. The oil changes, the filters, the brakes. But if your engine overheats even once, it might not survive. Modern engines run hot and aluminum heads start to warp at just 230 degrees. That means one red needle, one ignored warning light, and you're looking at a $3,800 repair. This is why long-term owners treat coolant as a lifespan fluid, not something you ignore until the gauge spikes. Long-term owners replace coolant on a time schedule, not by appearance, and never mix types or colors. Red, green, yellow, clear. They're not interchangeable. Use exactly what your manufacturer recommends. The wrong mix can corrode your system, eat through gaskets, and turn your radiator into a chemical mess. And if your temperature gauge ever hits red, pull over. Turn the engine off. Don't try to nurse at home. Call a flatbed. Hoping for the best won't fix a warped head. But flushing alone won't save you if the coolant is disappearing. If you're topping it off every week, you don't have a maintenance routine. You have a leak. Coolant doesn't just vanish. It's escaping somewhere. Maybe through a cracked radiator, maybe a soft hose. Could be the water pump on its last leg. And sometimes it's completely hidden, like a heater core leaking under your carpet or a tiny head gasket leak blowing steam out your exhaust. Some leaks only show when the engine's hot or under pressure. That's why you pressure test the system. cold engine, pump it to spec, and watch for pressure loss. That's how you catch the killer before it leaves you stranded. Overheating gives you at least a warning light. But the next problem? It gives you nothing. Until you're stuck in a parking lot. Mistake number 2. Letting battery corrosion build up. Ever had your car refuse to start even when everything seemed fine the day before? You turn the key, nothing. Or maybe just a weak click. Chances are your battery terminals are covered in corrosion, killing power without warning. That white crust building up around the terminals, it's not harmless. It suffocates the starter, overworks the alternator, and puts your electronics on life support. What surprises most drivers is how often a dead car is really just fighting electrical resistance. I've seen cars towed in with dead batteries that just needed a $5 wire brush and 10 minutes of cleaning. In some cases, drivers have come close to paying $900 for a new starter, only to discover that heavy corrosion around the terminals was the real culprit. What owners who never get stranded do? Every 3 to 4 months, pop the hood and check the battery. If there's visible fuzz or buildup, clean it with a mix of baking soda and water or a dedicated terminal cleaner. Then apply dielectric grease or terminal protector spray to prevent it from coming back. And yes, even brand new vehicles can develop corrosion. It's caused by chemical reactions between the battery's gases, metal and moisture, not vehicle age or mileage. Also, don't yank off your battery cables without checking for radio codes or memory settings. Some cars really hate being unplugged. And finally, we have one last habit rarely mentioned, often ignored, but it's saved more transmissions than most repairs ever will. Mistake number 1. Skipping the parking brake. If you think your car is safe in park, it's not. That gear isn't a brake, it's a backup. And relying on it alone is a fast way to destroy your transmission. Every time a car is left on an incline without the parking brake, it forces a tiny metal piece called the parking pawel to hold the full weight of the vehicle. That's thousands of pounds resting on something the size of a pinky finger. Over time, that stress wears it down. When it finally snaps, the car can roll. And the repair? A $2,800 transmission teardown just to replace one small part. And the scary part? You won't feel anything wrong until one day the car rolls or the transmission doesn't hold. This applies to every car, whether it's brand new or 20 years old. What long-term owners do: set the parking brake first, then shift into park, not the other way around. And it's not just for hills. Do it on flat roads, in driveways, everywhere. It's called a parking brake for a reason. Skip this step and you might not notice anything until the day your transmission fails in a parking lot. And there you have it. These aren't maintenance tips. This is the difference between people who replace cars and people who keep them. Which one of these are you already doing? And which one are you fixing from today? Tell us in the comments. And if this helped you spot even one mistake, subscribe and turn on the bell icon. Click here for the next video in which we reveal car tips you can't miss. See you there, and thanks for watching.